Good evening and welcome to the channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. Days before the one-year anniversary of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, Vladimir Putin has blamed the West for the war.
Все хорошо помним картинки, когда с воздуха наносили удары по Донецку.
In an almost 2-hour-long speech, he said Russia was defending people's lives, claiming that Russia is not fighting Ukrainians and describing them as hostages instead. He blamed the West for provoking the war and escalating it, saying the United States and its allies sought limitless power. In the only major announcement, he said he was suspending Russia's participation in a major arms control agreement with the United States.
The announcement by Russia that it's suspending participation in New START is deeply unfortunate and irresponsible. We'll be watching carefully to see what Russia actually does. We'll, of course, make sure that in any event we are postured appropriately for the security of our own country and that of our allies.
In response, Joe Biden made his own speech during a visit to Poland, saying the war in Ukraine was a battle for democracy. In the capital Warsaw, the US president stressed the vital role the United States has played in galvanizing Western backing for Ukraine.
Ukraine will never be a victory for Russia. Never. For free people refuse to live in a world of hopelessness and darkness. They've committed depravities, crimes against humanity, without shame or compunction. They've targeted civilians with death and destruction, used rape as a weapon of war, stolen Ukrainian children in an attempt to steal Ukraine's future, bombed train stations, maternity hospitals, schools, and orphanages. No one can turn away their eyes from the atrocities Russia is committing against the Ukrainian people. It's abhorrent. It's abhorrent.
Rescuers are once again searching for people trapped under rubble in Turkey after another earthquake hit the country, killing at least 6 people. Dashcam footage here showing the moment the quake hit Hatay city. The video capturing the city plunging into darkness as the tremor shakes nearby vehicles. The 6.4 magnitude tremor struck near the city of Antakya, near the border with Syria, where massive quakes devastated both countries on February the 6th. The earlier quakes killed 44,000 people in Turkey and Syria, with tens of thousands more left homeless. Authorities say more than 600,000 people in Mozambique could be affected by Cyclone Freddy, which is expected to make landfall in the coastal provinces later this week. This the scene in Mauritius earlier, which is also in the storm's path. The areas considered most at risk are Zambezi Valley, central regions and the southern Inhambe province. At least 100,000 people will require state assistance should the cyclone hit at full strength. At least 1 person has been killed and about a dozen more injured after an Ohio explosion tore through a metals plant about 15 miles southeast of Cleveland. Molten metal and debris rained down after the blast, with several people experiencing burns. The blast sent smoke billowing into the sky that could be seen for miles around the plant in Bedford. Authorities said they did not know what had yet caused the explosion. And samba schools have sparkled in Rio de Janeiro for the culmination of the Carnival's famous competition. The remaining 6 schools vying for this year's trophy marched through the Sambadrome with glitter, feathers and elaborate costumes and floats, delighting thousands of onlookers. While the processions are famous for their festive atmosphere, the competition between samba schools is fierce. First place results are bragging rights among Rio's mostly poor communities. This year's winner will be named on Wednesday. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the channel's studios in Lagos.